What are seller concessions when selling a home? Have you ever wondered how seller concessions can impact your home selling journey? Let's break it down in a way that makes sense. Seller concessions are agreements where the seller agrees to cover certain costs for the buyer. This usually involves fees related to closing costs, which can make buying a home more affordable. When a seller offers concessions, they are helping to reduce the amount of money the buyer needs to bring to the closing table. This can be a game changer, especially for first-time buyers who may be stretching their budgets. Common expenses covered by seller concessions include loan origination fees, appraisal fees, title insurance, and other closing costs. Sometimes, seller concessions can also cover repair costs or specific services if issues arise during the home inspection. This can be particularly helpful if the buyer finds something that needs fixing before they finalize the sale. Negotiating seller concessions is part of the purchase agreement between the buyer and seller. The amount can be a fixed dollar amount or a percentage of the home's sale price. For example, a seller might agree to pay 3% of the sale price toward the buyer's closing costs. This can significantly ease the financial burden for the buyer. However, there are limits on how much a seller can contribute through concessions. Typically, this amount is capped between 3% and 6% of the home's sale price, depending on the type of loan and local regulations. From both the buyer's and seller's perspectives, seller concessions can be a useful tool during negotiations. Buyers may request these concessions to help cover their closing costs or address issues found during inspections. On the other hand, sellers might agree to concessions to make their offer more appealing, especially in a market where buyers have many options. In negotiations, seller concessions can help keep the deal moving forward. They reduce the buyer's financial burden without lowering the home's sale price. Sellers offering concessions might also ask for something in return, like fewer repair requests or a quicker closing timeline. This way, both parties can find a balance that works for them. Ultimately, seller concessions are a strategic part of the home selling journey. They can facilitate smoother negotiations and help both buyers and sellers reach an agreement that feels fair. Understanding how these concessions work can make a big difference in your experience when selling a home.